Good morning, I'm Colin Sandberg from the Endurance Collective, and this is day 2 of my 30-hour training week. I woke up today with another pretty good recovery score from my Whoop band. Still in the green here with an 85% recovery score, an HRV of 59, and a resting heart rate of 51. Those are good numbers for me, although like I said yesterday, the standards are different for everyone. I know some people who will see HRV numbers in the 100s and resting heart rate numbers in the high 20s or low 30s. That's why if you get a Whoop, it takes a few weeks to calibrate and figure out what's normal for you. Same thing with pretty much anything heart rate related. For instance, 160 beats per minute might be one person's threshold heart rate and another person's endurance. So just compare yourself to yourself. Don't compare yourself to the numbers of others. Today is a double day for me, with the first workout being a 4x10 minute sweet spot workout and the second being a group ride tonight. The 4x10 minute sweet spot workout is intervals at the high end of zone 3 power, low end of zone 4, or 88 to 93% of FTP. And although I do use power primarily for this, I'll keep a close eye on my heart rate, and I don't want to go over my threshold heart rate. So if I see that my heart rate's starting to tick up, I might bring down the power a little bit. And if I feel really good, I might bring it up a little bit. Now, astute viewers of my content will note that I am a believer of polarized training, which basically says that you should spend about 80 to 85% of your time in zone 1. Now that's zone 1 in a 3-zone model, so zone 1 is below your aerobic threshold, the lower of the two thresholds, and about 15 to 20% in that zone 3 or above your anaerobic threshold. So that's zone 3 in a 3-zone model. So it might seem to some people like this is a little bit of a contradiction. Something like sweet spot intervals is clearly in that middle zone, and some would certainly argue that you want to avoid or minimize this kind of training because it's not hard enough to get the same benefits you get with the higher intensity work, and it's too hard to get the benefits that you get with the lower intensity work. Personally, I think there's a place for it, though, and I look at it kind of like a stepping stone to that higher intensity work, especially in my base periods before working up to the higher intensity stuff. And a lot of it is about efficiency. So, you know, a lot of people will find that they can generate a lot of power for, let's say, 1 to 5 minutes, but you have to be able to do that when it counts, which is often when you're tired already. Maybe it's a climb that comes 3/4 into the race, or maybe it's positioning yourself for the final sprint, or getting in that winning breakaway that comes in the last third of a race or something. And you might be able to do, let's say, 450 watts for 5 minutes when you're fresh, but in most real world race situations, you have to do that when you're already tired. And if you haven't been efficient up until that point, then you're not going to be able to do it. So a lot of this tempo and sweet spot training is about working on that efficiency, so you can actually do what you're capable of when it counts. Anyway, I'm going to do my first workout indoors just for the sake of control and repeatability. It is May, and I could ride outside this morning, but I still like to do certain workouts indoors because of control, repeatability. I can set the trainer on erg mode and pretty much just go. I don't have to worry about what to wear. I can make these little micro adjustments to the power as I need it. I am trying to do this first workout relatively early, so I can give myself as much recovery time as possible before my group ride tonight. So let's see how it goes. All right, so one workout down for Tuesday, one to go. Got through my intervals there. I would say they were uncomfortable, but totally doable. The muscle soreness I had from lifting yesterday, I would say not too much of a factor. I felt stiff, and you know, it was pretty much okay once I warmed up, but seems like more of a factor off the bike than on the bike. On the bike seems fine. So yeah, I got through that. And the rest of the day, I'm really just going to try to recover as much as possible. I do need to go grocery shopping and get some work done today, but I'll do my best to recover. Did notice that I lost a full 2 pounds of fluid during a 2-hour ride. So again, kind of surprising when you pay attention to it. And I'll need to work to get rehydrated by tonight's group ride. So let's see how the rest of the day goes. So that ended up being pretty tough. I thought that I was able to recover pretty well in between those two workouts, but I wasn't fully able to rehydrate. I had lost 2 pounds with the morning workout, and I was only able to make back about 1 pound of that. So I was starting the evening ride a little bit dehydrated. On the bright side, I knew that. I chugged a large bottle of water on my way to EC for the ride, and I had no net fluid loss for the second workout. Weather was absolutely perfect with an average of about 65 degrees, and it was actually a bit chilly by the time I got home. Anyway, we did have a new guy on the ride tonight, and he attacked and lit it up the third time up the climb. He actually attacked the second time and then just went full out on the third climb. And I just, I tried to follow him, but I did about 575 watts for just under a minute, which is pretty hard. Maybe it's something I could do if I were completely fresh, but I just could not match that tonight. I look back, there were about 2 of us at that point. There were 2 of us at that point, Jules and I, and I thought we could work together to bring him back, but we were holding even at best. So, anyway, it's nice to have new people on the ride, mix things up a little bit. I normally try to keep things together until the end, not kill it on the climb, just for the sake of the ride. But it's nice to have a reminder that things don't always play out exactly like you think they will. Anyway, I am definitely tired now. Unfortunately, the legs are still sore from lifting yesterday, and also the central fatigue is starting to creep in. And the worst part is I've got this sore, I wouldn't call it a saddle sore exactly, but it's a very sensitive area, and basically it's painful to sit on the saddle. So that's going to be tough if that doesn't get better. I will ride my gravel bike tomorrow morning, and with a less aggressive position in the different saddle, hopefully things won't be as bad. But as of right now, I'm a little worried about Thursday for that century, and that's going to be painful if it hurts to sit on the saddle. But for now, let's take it one day at a time.